Right guys, welcome to this week's Get Up From Your Desk. I'm going to work on the hips today. Specifically, we're going to work this movement. So I call this a bootstrapper squat. People will have different names for it. But essentially it's a toe grab, into a squat, an overhead reach, back down, hips up, stand up. Okay, so it takes a lot of mobility to pull it off really well. A lot of hip mobility and overhead mobility. So we're going to work a few little moves and then have another go at the bootstrapper squat, and hopefully it'll look a little bit better as we work through these moves and get a bit more mobile. So just to get the hips moving, we're going to start a really simple hip circle, softening the warm-ups. So nice straight arms, fixed position. You don't be rocking from side to side on this. You want to keep nice and stable. And we're going to go forward, so let's really lift the knee off the floor first, take it out to the side, and just go around. Okay, so we're going to go forward first. We're just going to do 5, just to get that hip moving. And then do 5 on the other side. So make sure you lift it right up, so you get hip extension. And then round to the side. Okay, so I'm going to go backwards. So we're going to go back onto the other side. Instead of lifting here and coming forwards, we're going to just reverse that. So you're going to lift it up towards your chest, out to the side, and round. Same on the other side. So up to the chest, out to the side, up to the back, and round. Try not to use too much of your hips on this one. So try not to rock from side to side. You want to just use your hip in totality. Okay. So I'm just going to do 5 more, a little bit quicker this time. So just going to roll through 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, and on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 5, and then on the backwards ones as well, so 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to go into one that's been on October's programs, so the frog stretch with rotation. So wide knees, wide feet, feet pointing outwards, okay? Hips sit back, and then you should feel around your hip flexor and groin start to stretch there, okay? We'll then add in the rotation as well, as we'll need that a little bit on our bootstrap squat. But let's just do 5 really good ones to begin with. Either side. And let's just come out that stretch for a moment, and then we'll go back into it, and we'll try and push a little bit further back to get a bit more at the hip. So really wide knees, feet turned out, and then let's push right back into the hip. And we'll do 5 more rotations, keep pushing back though, okay? Five on either side, keep pushing back into the hip. Okay, so that should get your hips nice and moving. So I'm going to go into a pinch and stretch. We're also going to add in a little bit of upper body rotation as well, which will help with the overhead reach. So, I'm pitching. Ideally, you want to be able to get this one across the front here, and your hips actually down on the floor. So you'll see from this side when I go in, and look at that on this side, I can almost get that hip down to the floor. Okay? Almost get that hip down, not quite though. If I put my hip down, I'll lose that front position. So, I'm going to go here like this, So this one's going to be relatively straight, and then we're just going to walk my hands from side to side. You'll feel this right through the hip and possibly some through the back. So we do 5 rotations one way, 5 the other. And then we'll swap legs. You see this one from the side, it's here, just like that at the back, and then you'll feel this side of the hip working, like this at the front. You'll also get a little bit of hip flex on it like that. So to one side, walk it around to the other. Now you can lower the chest as well if you like, or you can stay a bit more upright. You can do a bit of both. You can walk different directions, you can reach further out as well to change the dynamic of that stretch. Okay? So, we've got the hips moving well now, we've done variety of movements. So we do part of the bootstrap squat. We're going to squat and overhead reach. I think it was in Energy for October. So we're going to give this one a go. So it's basically get down into the lowest squat you can get, and then do the overhead reach part. Okay. So it's down, lowest squat you can hold, arms straight, and reach up and overhead. The closer you keep your hands together, the more difficult this is. If your hands are right here, it's quite easy. If you try and go there, you can see I can't get that full extension. Okay, so from the side, we're aiming to get our hands here. This is wonderful. They're a bit wider, that's okay. But you can try both. So squat down, get that low position. Now you can see if I put my hands wide, I can get them by my head. If I put them close to my head, I'm not quite there. But I'm trying my best. If you can't hold that position, so if you can't get into that low enough squat and then be able to hold it, a little tip is to grab something you can hold on to that's solid, not going to move, and then use it as a counterbalance to pull yourself, so pull down into that squat, and you can use this to counterbalance yourself then. Okay, if you just let go for a second and hold back on, it'll just help you to get into a nice deep squat position if you can't get that position yourself. So you just hold on there and it will just allow you to get down there. You can relax and let go, just to test that. Okay? So either let's do 10 of the overhead reaches if you can establish a good squat position. If you can't, try 10 holds where you just let go briefly and put back on. Okay? So there are your options. So I'll do the 10 overhead, I'll do 5 in front, 5 on the side. Side. Right, let's retest on this bootstrap squat. So we should be able to do a little bit better now. We should be able to hold a little bit better, get a bit smoother position. Let's have 5 good reps of this. So, to start with, put your feet in the squat position. You're going to bend, hinge, so it's feet in the squat position, hinge over as much as you can and grab, then grab your toes, okay? Then you're going to keep holding your toes as you squat down. Your elbows are then on the inside of your knees. Then take your hands off and reach overhead. Grab your toes again, hips back up, stand up, okay? From the front. So squat, feet position, hinge back, grab the toes, squat, overhead, grab, hips up, stand up. Okay, 3 more. Try and make it flow now. So grab, squat, overhead, toes, stand. A couple more. grab toes, squat, overhead. One more. Toes, overhead. Okay, so should feel like your hips have really done some work there. Much more mobile, squat position should be better. Even just test your squat now, your bodyweight squat, you should be able to hit a lot better position for now. So guys, I'll see you next week for another one of these get-ups from your desk. Bye bye.